So yes, a wild card weekend, and yeah, good luck to all the winners. Well done to all the winners, and I know I'm one of the losers. I'm sitting here in my lovely bin bag Jag jersey, but I'm not wearing a paper bag. That's the important thing. We represented Duval, but still lost. Yes, welcome to the crowding the
Fantasy League.
and yes, this is our wild card review and our divisional round preview. Although I know we're recording this on a Monday, so you guys will see this and be like, "What are they talking about? Is it the Texans? Is it the Steelers?" We might record two different versions. We'll see.
We know who it's going to be. It's fine.
Adam apparently knows who's going to be. He's already written the Steelers off. He's already written them off.
Sorry, any Steelers fans. Apologies.
But it feeds into one of your bold predictions. Do you want to review your bold predictions before we get into it?
Yes, you have them there actually, don't you?
I do. I've
I can remember.
The only one we don't have Thomas's bold predictions because he said them on the show and I didn't jot them down. But
I know one of them was McCaffrey to score 2 and Barkley to score 2.
And Barkley didn't score anything.
He got McCaffrey to score 2. He was half right.
True.
I thought we only had half points around here.
No, I like half points. Half points are good.
Thomas wouldn't have half
I
points.
would have been racking up the half points.
Not bold.
Okay, he didn't get it there.
So yes, your first one was Stafford to throw 4+ touchdowns and the Rams to win.
That's a tick. That's a half point.
Rams to win by 17+ points.
That did not happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can maybe chat about that.
We'll talk about that game in depth, but that was so much closer than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, but since half points don't count, that was an X, but not really that close in the end in hindsight.
No, you had a lot going in this one. So Josh Allen to throw and run for more yards than Lawrence,
which he did.
Lawrence had 31 rushing yards. Josh Allen had 33 rushing yards, so
which is more than 31.
It's true. 7 is more than 3. 7 is more than 3.
It most certainly is.
I'm glad you guys are here because I wouldn't have known that.
But you did have you had 50+ points. We upped it to 51, so we made you lose that one. But
no. We're going
and the
off
Bills
my
to win,
prediction.
so the Bills to win.
You can't tamper with my prediction.
But you'd already lost it because James Cook.
What did I say? Did I say over 50 and a half? And it was 51 points.
But James Cook only had 46 rushing yards.
He did.
So that's kind of where you lost it there.
And the Bills won. So I actually got 4 out of 5 on that. If you're taking my prediction, don't let them skew any of my predictions there.
But it's still the whole prediction or none of the prediction. So you still lose the prediction.
80% doesn't count as a
no,
pass.
But this is kind of the way we work it. It's like if you put that into like a bet accumulator and you lost one part of the bet, you lose the bet.
I know. I was fairly close.
You bet against the best run defense in the NFL. That was your issue.
I did. I had a feeling about the Bills and Allen in particular, but also Cook. But Cook did let me down.
You did have Justin Herbert, so we'll do the other one that you had that's come through at the moment. Or Justin Herbert to have more passing yards than Drake May and the Chargers to win. What was the rationale behind that one, Adam?
More in hope than expectation, to be honest.
Because you predicted that the Patriots would win.
I did, yes.
Like we all did, I think.
I had the Patriots at 3 in my power rankings going into it, so I rate them very highly.
Drake May, potential MVP candidate.
Which I wouldn't disagree if he gets it. As I say, it was more in hope than anything. Since you guys didn't think some of my predictions were bold enough, I just thought I'd go out on a limb with this one. I did genuinely think that Herbert could get more passing yards than May. I thought May could be nervous going into that playoff game, which he was at the start.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that Justin Herbert has an offensive line that just could not protect him from anything.
Yeah, game we'll definitely get into that game in a bit of detail, though there's not much detail you really want to go into with that particular game. But we'll go for my bold predictions as well while we're at it, because my bold predictions weren't good.
Okay.
So my game predictions, Caleb Williams makes Bears history with 4 passing touchdowns in a playoff game.
He had 2?
He had 2.
Okay.
He had 2.
So you were halfway there.
He did really. If he had played in the rest of the game the way he did in the fourth quarter,
he would have scored 8.
Oh, gee, I mean, brilliant.
Yeah,
but
The Bears only actually start to play football in the fourth quarter,
but he is still now. He's, I think, tied fourth all time,
which is unbelievable.
in the postseason for the Bears quarterbacks. The Bears have been around, like they're the longest running franchise.
Either the longest or one
Or
of the
like
longest.
tied the longest,
They were established, I think, in the early 30s. So
and yeah,
it's pretty remarkable.
Obviously, this is in the Super Bowl era, but it is still crazy.
I did like the boldness of it. Look, I did listen to the podcast from you guys last week, and yeah, I appreciated the boldness of it.
Because I was considering just going 3, which it turns out would have been every bit as bold anyway, because it didn't come off.
Because it didn't happen.
But I was like, no, I'm going to push the boat out. 4 would have put him tied second all the time. I was like, I'll go with that.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can
didn't happen.
Potentially make another Bears prediction this week, but and what was the other one?
We'll see. I had Saquon Barkley. Bearing in mind that I thought these Niners were trash against the run. Turns out they weren't great against the run, but they weren't terrible. Saquon Barkley, 150 plus rushing yards and 2 touchdowns.
0 touchdowns, 106 rushing yards.
106 rushing yards.
He
was going great in the first half.
His first 4 rushes in the first quarter went for 65 yards. You were odds on to come in with the yardage on that.
Brilliant.
And if they run him at the goal line instead of doing a fake play to Goddard, then you're halfway there with the touchdown as well. So it was looking really good for the first half. But
this is why I don't really do the bold predictions. I'm not very good at them.
The Eagles, in traditional Eagles fashion, as they said on Heat the Call, will play for like 30 minutes a game.
And the last one that's still hanging in the air is at least one head coach leaves their role after wildcard weekend. So we said like in that week following, so like before Thursday this week.
Yep. And it could very well happen.
LaFleur is currently negotiating a new contract, we think, but who knows there?
That man is done with the franchise.
He looks done. He looks done. What was his press conference afterwards? Did he not give like some really half-assed answers or whatever?
He got asked about his coaching position and how that loss affected it, and he just told the reporter, which rightfully so, I thought, and he just said, "It's not the right time to be talking about this. Yeah. I'm not going to answer that question now, with all due respect."
Yeah, but he didn't.
Which I get.
He didn't shoot it down, though, which means that there's at least a consideration in the back of his mind or in the background in that team that he's going to move on.
Well, there is talk that the Packers have been in contact with either John Harbaugh or his agent.
Oh,
even before that game. And apparently John Harbaugh loves the region, grew up pretty close to it. It's an ideal setting for him. And he wants to go to a team that can win now. He doesn't want to do a full rebuild. He doesn't want to go to a franchise with the Raiders, for example, or the Browns, or the Dolphins, where you're going to have to spend 3 years nurturing a QB to potentially win. The Packers are a team, whenever they get Parsons back next year, if they have a good draft and maybe trade well in the offseason and do another Parsons kind of trade, they have a QB who a lot of people think is a top 5 QB. Whenever
we've talked about this before.
Decides to play.
Jordan Love has had an interesting one.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk that Harbaugh could go there. So I think that prediction could be right in the next couple of days.
It could come in.
I think you could have the likes of John Harbaugh going to the Packers and LaFleur going. So you could have got one.
Could have.
We're just waiting, but it has to come in before the first divisional game.
Oh right, okay. We're pushing.
I would give you until kickoff on the first divisional game. I don't know what everybody else thinks of that.
The other thought was that there's been talk about Tomlin, and if they get knocked out, does Tomlin kind of not get fired, but does he, by mutual consent or whatever, leave that team? Because there's been some talk about it this year. That would be a more interesting, more out there kind of way to go about things. And Sean McDermott was my other thought if the Jags had to beat the Bills, but that didn't happen.
No, McDermott's there for one more week. One more. Because
there's talk about his OC taking job offers at the end of this year, so that would be interesting. Joe Brady? Is it Joe Brady?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would be interesting.
But it would have been more interesting with him if Zach Taylor had got fired, because that was the thought, that because he coached at LSU when Burrow was there, that he would take over the Bengals job and coach Burrow there. That
Isn't it mad to think a division, the AFC North at the start of the year, that had
so solid.
Kevin Stefanski and Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh and Zach Taylor, that Zach Taylor might be the only coach that survives out of those four.
Yeah, and the other coaches were safe as houses, like we thought. I don't know.
You couldn't. If you had been asked at the start of the season, could you see the Ravens without John Harbaugh?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I've always kind of been a bit dubious on Kevin Stefanski. I think that he won Coach of the Year twice.
I know.
I don't know how he won it twice, but he won it. He won it twice.
And as soon as he decides to take up the reins at the Jets, he'll be a hell of a coach there.
Oh man, what did it say? He's just taken the interview at the Falcons. So we'll see. The Falcons would be an interesting one for him because they've got a lot of weapons.
They do.
A lot of weapons. They're just waiting for somebody just to go in and get the right kind of chemistry or whatever. But yeah, it'd be an interesting one.
Would be very interesting.
You give anybody Bijan Robinson and Drake London and whatever, it's exciting.
Bijan Robinson's a cheat code, so
yeah,
it'll be very interesting to see if he does take that job. So, but anyway, your bold predictions didn't come in, but one might come in, and
that's where we're at.
We'd already alluded to Thomas's one, the 2 McCaffrey touchdowns and 2 Barkley touchdowns. These guys,
he definitely had another couple of predictions, but we'll see them. I'm sure we'll hear from him.
These guys must have been fairly certain that Saquon was just going to go off on one there.
I'm telling you, I was really surprised. We can get into these games in any order, so we might as well get into the Niners Eagles games because to me that's the shock of the weekend. The Niners were going into that game beaten up. They couldn't defend the run at all against the Seahawks. The game on paper was set up for the Eagles to just go in and dominate.
Yeah, and yes, if you're looking at the script and you're looking at everything leading up to that game, so the Niners are going on a short week.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Shanahan begs the league to try to get the game pushed to the Sunday instead of the Saturday because he thinks it's wildly unfair they've had to come on a short week and then go to Philly on Saturday rather than Sunday. So that goes against them.
It was a Sunday night game. It was a Sunday night game.
Sorry, the Sunday night game. Sorry, apologies. But he wants it pushed later till Monday. Apologies about that. And then the fact the Niners are so beaten up on the year. They're going in with, no Ricky Pearsall, Brandon Ayers been out most of the season. Whatever, Bosa as well. They're down to their 5th and 6th string linebackers going into that game. They're going into a cauldron.
Oh, this is
well.
This is one as well. I mean that game is another kind of example. It's Robert Saleh putting forward his resume for head coaching next year as well.
100%.
Whether he did well with the Jets or not, still what he did, it was a defensive kind of masterclass.
I had the Niners in my prediction to win, even though they weren't the favorites. But for me, it just came down to a couple of things, never really been convinced about the Eagles from about week 5, week 6. Already said they play for 30 minutes a game. You can't do that going into the playoffs. They started quick in that game and then just decided not to play offensively after. Yeah. But it came down to pretty much who's the better coach.
Yeah,
and Kyle Shanahan is probably the best coach in the league. What he's able to do with absolutely nothing, you just give him a bunch of scraps, he'll be able to coach them to win against anybody. I was saying to you earlier, just take away the 52-man roster and he'll go out around the local area and just spot talent. Right, okay, well, you used to play. You'll come here and you'll catch a touchdown. I'll do a wee trick play for you.
The weird thing has been the running game this year, because it always used to be the staple of the Shanahan offense. It used to be able, everybody would have joked that, say he could have got me and you 5 yards on a run play.
I hasn't been able to this year.
But he hasn't been able to. I mean, you look at that 3.2 yards per carry for Christian McCaffrey. So 15 of 48. It's not.
McCaffrey over the season is about 3.7 yards a carry.
They didn't use Brian Robinson at all in this, which is very strange. But yeah, there's just nothing. There's just nothing there in the run game.
But you're taking this this superstar head coach, who I believe is the best in the NFL, and that was going to be the difference for me. And it ended up being that way because they come up with this trick play out of nowhere that just completely throws the Eagles.
Can you remember? Can you remember the name?
Oh, Sky Bang reverse pass.
I think that's it.
Sky Bang reverse pass. I think it was called.
It doesn't roll off the tongue quite as much as Philly, but it's
But what a play! Flipping heck! It throws them off. One of the guys that's meant to be covering McCaffrey steps up because of it, and that's how McCaffrey gets free. But what a throw by Jennings!
Yeah,
what a throw! That is perfect over the shoulder, but McCaffrey still has to catch it. It's almost too perfect.
That's what
Shanahan said.
Shanahan says after the game that it was a great pass because he's an ex-quarterback, but I wish it had been a bad pass because then McCaffrey would have caught it much easier.
It's like, oh right, okay, straight in the mid, so I don't have to do anything too much with it.
But no, a brilliant play call when both offenses were really struggling to get something going and won the game.
Yeah, won the game, and like the Eagles won the turnover battle. Like the Niners threw 2 interceptions, but the Eagles just couldn't get anything going on offense. I think their longest drive in the second half before the final drive was a 10-play drive that went 24 yards.
I mean,
that's the kind of offense you're talking about.
You do have to look at, like, I know it was a bad weather game, but the game against the Bills was kind of like an indication of where the Eagles were offensively in the second half of that game. I forget what they had, like 3 yards total passing, like the aggregate.
Oh, against the Bills, yeah.
Passing in that second half was 3 yards. And they just seemed to go to sleep for large portions of games. It's been a theme all year, and it finally got up to them.
Yeah, and they thoroughly deserved to lose. I'm very happy they lost as well. It's kind of nice the Eagles are out now.
I backed them. That was my one wrong prediction so far, but yeah,
that's all right.
Wrong to back the Eagles.
I didn't get it wrong. I went with gut feel. Don't always go with the metrics, guys.
Gut feel.
You and Thomas is getting in your head now.
My gut was telling me that Niners team were beat. Coming off the field against that Seahawks team, they were beat. And then all of a sudden, they step up out of nowhere, win that game against the Eagles. In Philly?
I honestly believe if Kyle Shanahan has to put himself in at QB and has to put Robert Saleh in at linebacker, they still win games. Like
You've got Demarcus Robinson, 6 catches, 111 yards, and a touchdown.
They make it work. Unbelievably, they make it work. They find ways to win. I don't think I've ever.
Kyle Juszczyk, four targets, 4 receptions, 49 yards.
Yeah,
that's your fullback.
Yeah, they find ways to win.
How many teams in the NFL still have a fullback that could be an interesting one? There must be about 3 or 4. It's really, there's not that many.
Well, the Niners need
CJ Ham just retired.
The Niners need to find somebody to throw to, so they're always going to have a fullback.
Yeah, I suppose, like, touching on that side of the injury news while we're here as well. Obviously, going into their divisional match, now they don't have George Kittle, arguably the best tight end in football, definitely in the top 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Torn his Achilles. Do you know the first thing he asked for in the locker room?
Bottle of tequila.
Which the owner of the team, Jed York, brought down and said by the end of the game, it was gone. It was empty. The bottle was empty.
Oh, good Lord.
The report is that George Kittle, and with possibly some help, drank a bottle of tequila after tearing his Achilles before the end of that game.
Well, he wouldn't have been in any pain anymore.
What a man.
God love him. It's such a pity, such a weapon, such a good player, and a lot of people around the league seem to like him as well. Yeah. He's a very likable character.
Well, anybody who watches the Receiver show, if you've watched Receiver on Netflix, he's a very likable,
very likable character. So it's not nice to see that happen. Obviously, it does hinder the Niners a wee bit going to Seattle.
Well, I mean, who's the receiver core then? Demarcus Robinson, Juwan Jennings, Jake Tungus, Luke Farrell, Sky Moore.
You said Tonkus at the start of the season. You're like, who even is this guy? Kyle Shanahan's
Tongus has had,
let the
had
world know who this guy is, and he'll find somebody else.
He has had
He will.
a deceptively good season, Jake Tongus.
I absolutely guarantee it. Like, if they get to the Super Bowl, I guarantee you there'll be somebody we've never heard of, and they'll have a 120-yard game and a touchdown, and they'll win.
I'm telling you, there's ex Jacksonville Jaguar Luke Farrell. I think he was an ex Jag. Luke Farrell, who got a target in that game. He'll go off for like 100 yards and a touchdown
There you are.
against the Seahawks.
He will find somebody. He will find somebody. But anyway, yes, a very good playoff game as well. But it was great to see the Niners win that. Not just for my prediction, but just in general. Just I think a lot of people would have been rooting for the Niners in that. And we'll see if they continue that form.
Yeah, that's it. Tank Bigsby. Saying goodbye to Tank Bigsby in the playoffs. It's gutting for a Jags fan. Although I don't know, we just shipped him out for a bag of peanuts, so we didn't care. Baseball tooting all the way apparently.
Yeah,
until you're in the second half against the Bills and you don't give them the ball. But that's besides me.
Anyway, any other points about that game, or yeah?
I think we're happy to kind of move on with that game. Devonta Smith's still a great receiver. You gotta respect Devonta Smith.
He is.
But AJ Brown, I suppose if we're going to touch on like the losers of the weekend, AJ Brown. Oh my goodness, he didn't take any questions after the game.
Nope.
If I'm right in saying, he falls out with the head coach on the sideline.
Because he's getting off the pitch too slowly because they want to punt.
Yeah, they want to punt on fourth down, and I don't know. For me, I've coached my fair share of games over obviously in Ireland, so not exactly as high profile. Mm-hmm. But trying to get your players to do something and them not coming off the pitch is the most infuriating thing. And then you have to burn a timeout or whatever half the time. I get why Sirianni kind of flips at him, and I don't really get why. I don't know. AJ Brown
is Sirianni going to be there next year?
He's gotta be, doesn't he? I would imagine.
I don't know.
I would imagine so. You can't just fire all the leagues.
I could see a reaction where Sirianni goes. There's a lot of coaches on the market now, so
there are.
If the owners or the GMs upset with that loss, and let's be honest, they have a right to be. The OC is probably going to get sacked. You would think, but it comes down to the head coach as well.
Don't even know.
They were dire offensively.
Who is the OC?
Oh,
don't even know. But anyway, yeah, that's
I'm more so talking in relation to their offense all season.
Yeah, there's got to be some sort of post-mortem. There always is after a bad playoff loss. And I don't know if your gut reaction is to fire the coach, then fair enough. But I tend to think that the Eagles give him at least another shot or another half a season or season to
There is a school of thought going about that if LaFleur leaves, he potentially goes to the Eagles if that coaching position opens up.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first, guys.
This is Adam trying to keep up his 100% predictions so far most of the season. This has been
my 100% success rate. No, wait,
not the bold predictions, but just your well thought out but casually thrown out kind of predictions.
The fact that the Seahawks are the best team in football. Tick.
See, if we get a Seahawks Bills Super Bowl, he'll be insufferable.
The fact that I was ahead of the curve on the Jags being a very, very good side. Tick. You
did also remark at one point that you thought that the Jets were going to be in the top half of the power rankings by the end of the season, and that was colossally bad.
I didn't say what year.
By the end of a season, they will be in the top half.
By the time I die, they will be in the top 16.
That's
just about scraping it. Still won't make the playoffs.
I was about to say, yeah, missed the wild card by a game. Oh man.
I got way ahead of myself with the Jets. I just love my team.
They had 2 wins in a row, and you were like,
it's we're gonna run the table, guys. 9-8, baby.
This is complete delusional, Adam. They trade the 2 best players in the team, and Adam's like, well, okay, they're going on a run now.
Yeah, we got 2 first round picks.
No, but your reaction still was.
So we got 3.
We're gonna win most of the rest of our games.
We got 3 and a second.
No, but
The Jets in 2039 are going to be unbelievable.
in
In
2030,
2039, we're not going to use these picks well.
I was
It's going to be
about to
future
say,
picks.
you're going to use the people that you spend these picks on. You're going to trade
Yeah, like
for even more picks.
we're going to pick the likes of Sam Darnold again, who we're going to ruin, and then he'll go on and
He'll
he'll
get fixed by
potentially win a
somebody
Super
else,
Bowl with
yeah.
another franchise, and he'll
Uh-huh.
win like 14 games a season.
Yeah.
But by 2039, we will have learnt not to do that.
Wow.
So your prediction is by 2039 they'll at least make the playoffs once.
By 2039.
2039.
2039. Let's
Oh, yeah,
go
yeah,
too
not
optimistic for
2029.
2029.
Oh yeah, no, that was
Come on.
ridiculous.
No, that's nuts. Will any of the Jets players be draftable in fantasy football next year? Well, Brees Hall had a decent season.
Personally,
Garbage time was perfect for him.
yeah, I would draft Brees Hall. I wouldn't take him like a lot
I was
of people.
about to say at his current at his draft value last year, I wouldn't have picked him.
I think
Garrett Wilson at his
I
draft value, I
think
wouldn't
the
have picked.
only I had him in the 14-person league, but I got him quite cheap because nobody was biting on him, and then I just thought, well, why not? He's a Jet. I'm going to pick him, and he won me a couple of matchups in the end. Anyway, but we're slightly sidetracked from the playoffs here. I do
Yeah.
apologize.
We'll get more into fantasy
There's
football.
absolutely no point in talking about the Jets whenever it comes to these playoffs.
I'm trying to think of what game to jump into next.
Well, do you want to talk about the game where there was only one team playing?
Oh yes, the game that didn't happen. Let's
The game
jump
that
in
didn't happen.
to that. Well, possibly the game of the weekend, if it happened. The Jags Bills. And it was a really good
game of the week.
It was a really good game.
For the standard both teams were playing, it was a game of the week.
Yeah. It was. The fourth quarter in particular was just really good, really back and forth. I think there were 3 lead changes in the fourth quarter, and just teams just going end to end. Over 100 passing yards in the fourth quarter for Josh Allen.
The guy's good.
That pass, everybody was talking about that pass, but it will go down in like it's Bills folklore. This pass where he gets destroyed by Devin Lloyd on a blitz and launches it,
throws it
40 air yards down the field,
40
to
air
Brandon
yards,
Cooks,
36
wide
yard reception. Throws it the only place where that will not get intercepted. It's a hell of a throw.
It's disgusting.
It's a blown coverage, but it's a hell of a throw.
Yeah.
But here.
I think you're going to have to leave most of this one out. I'm too depressed.
It's all right. Yes, I had to watch it with you yesterday. God love you,
man.
fucking heck.
But again, just
complete silence whenever the game was over. I don't even think my dad was speaking, and he's a Bills fan at that point. He felt sorry for him.
Those two just left the room and just left me to like they were like give him a minute, and I was sitting and I was sitting there like
usually we would just get on the bandwagon and go. You could not do that with you yesterday.
I was just sitting there, not talking, not really. But we all I kind of knew how it was going to end as well. I had that bad feeling that it was going to be a turnover to end it, and it was the fact it was the first play of that last drive. I was like, at least give us a chance. And Trevor Lawrence came out and said something similar. He was like, if we had a couple of those plays back, and I just wanted us to have life in that final drive, and it's like that's what I wanted. Wanted it to at least come down to like a final play. Would it not
have hurt that much more if you do get down to field goal range and it misses?
Oh, if we missed a field goal, that's worse. But if we at least have a shot at it, if we at least like say we've got the ball in the 60 and it's 4th down and Trevor Lawrence is scrambling about and trying to complete a pass and it doesn't quite work out. That's kind of what I wanted, rather than just very first play, tipped, intercepted, game over.
Two really, really good sides. It was a high quality game, and we commented on it yesterday and felt as if you were watching the two best sides in the AFC. You felt as if whoever wins that potentially, probably, in my eyes, makes the Super Bowl. I have the Bills to reach the Super Bowl, but I did really think the Jags could win that as well. And if they win that, they're my prediction for the AFC to make the Super Bowl.
Well, I did say this, and whether I'm right or wrong, like as a Jags fan, I wasn't scared of going out and playing the Broncos. We've already beat them. Wasn't scared of playing the Patriots because they look beatable.
Yeah.
You know, I was scared of that game against the Bills and very little else. Because obviously I would take the Texans on because, screw the Texans. But
And why are you scared in that game? I would imagine as a Jags fan, it's
the Josh Allen
it's the
factor.
Josh Allen effect.
Yeah. I'm not scared of playing
But
Bo
Josh
Nix.
Allen hadn't won a road playoff game going into that. The Bills hadn't won a road playoff game since 1992.
Yeah. Oh, no,
All the stats point to you being the overdogs.
The overdogs. You can shove your overdogs. But yeah,
After a couple of key things in that game. One thing I would say, and you disagree with me over, take the 3 points at 7-3 up. On 4th and 2, just take the 3.
Oh yeah. It's not that I disagree with your way of thinking. It's that I'm not mad that we did it, because obviously the Jags came into that game with a mindset, whether we were overdogs or whatever, we came into that mindset with, when we have a chance to score a touchdown, we need to take it. And that's it. If we were 4th and 2 there, say we're 4th and 5, we take a field goal. We're 4th and 2, we trust our offense, we've been playing really well, and we have a good play call for it. And we did have a good play call for it. It didn't work out. Trevor Lawrence slips, we don't get the first down. If in another world, Lawrence steps out right, stays on his feet, possibly scores a touchdown or sets up a touchdown, 14-3 up, it's a different game. So I don't mind going for that. What you can't do after that is let the Bills go the length of the field and take the lead, which is exactly what happened. So it's a combination of things. And then the field goal at the end of the first half. So there's a lot of things that the Jags could have done.
And what is going to be a really tight game. And it's going to... Like, you're going into that game thinking it's going to come down to like a 3-point game.
Yep.
At that point, you're thinking it could still be a 3-point game. And you're thinking Buffalo can score at any point.
But that's the problem, I think, yeah.
Because Allen's that good.
Mm-hmm.
But why... And if it's in your thought process that if you don't get on 4th and 2, they could go down and score, well, you may as well have the 3 points. And then they score, and then they maybe don't score the next time or whatever.
As I say, I don't mind the decision. I see the rationale.
To get points, I feel I think a lot of teams lose games now because of this, because they're going for it too much. And it's like an elastic band. Like, it'll come to a stage where it'll snap back and they'll start going for field goals all the time again.
I said this earlier. It's the Dan Campbell effect, where Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson, I suppose, when he was with the Lions, they go for it like 75-80% of the time.
That's why Ben Johnson will hate the Packers so much. With the Lions, they try to figure out his pure hatred.
We were talking about this earlier. He was the offensive coordinator for the Lions, but there's got to be something else. We'll get into it more later, but there's got to be something else between him and LaFleur, because nobody just hates an opposing head coach as much as he clearly hates him.
It is hatred. Hatred.
I think even if LaFleur moves teams, then Ben Johnson will still be like,
it's going to be hatred, like the way
me, you outside after the game.
Whenever we start talking about the Packers and how they put the bed.
Absolute lunacy. I don't know.
Anyway, that would be my big thing from that game. Like, take the points wherever you can. Another thing,
somebody were talking about as well. Shakir, you were talking about how many receptions? 12 receptions on 12 targets. So reliable as well. I mean,
only catches everyone. But another thing,
only 82 yards, but it's just like,
another thing I would talk about, and our uncle put into our group chat, the whole talk about Cam Little. Oh, just get him a chance. Like, he's hit from 67, 68 yards.
This guy could hit from 70, 75.
Flip the heck. He's 52 yards. Miracle play. It's a chip shot for him. Wide left.
It was 54 yards in the end, but yes, it was still.
But it's the fact they're talking about it like this is a chip shot for this guy. Like, why are you trying to jinx the man? Like, why are you trying to do this?
You still do have to remember, and this is something that like nobody really points out as well. That was his first playoff game for Cam Little.
Oh, I get
he's 20. He's 22. He was drafted at 20 years of age, so he's 22. So this is a kick that you would make 99 times out of 100 in a regular season game, but when it comes to the playoffs, big pressure. And I said this at the time as well. Before that happens, there's that, whether you agree with it or not, there's the wild sequence of events where the Jags complete the pass deep, get there to try to spike the ball, snap the ball. It looks like there's zeros on the clock. Spike it. Obviously, the play's not allowed to stand, but the flags come in for the Bills being offside because the Bills didn't get back fast enough to the line.
About 3 of them.
So then it's a 5 yard penalty, but there's all this discussion about it, and there's all this kerfuffle. And if you've ever played like soccer football, and there's a penalty decision and it's contentious and everybody's in your face and it's all like antagonist, that penalty becomes so much harder to take.
Oh, yeah.
So that field goal may be great if he just has to run on. If it's literally just like we spike the ball, we run him on, and he kicks it.
No thought to it.
Great. There's like
Yeah.
just water off a duck's back. You're just ready to go. Whereas you put that pressure on, you have this big long delay before it.
Aye, all the
That
nerves start
just
getting-
builds and builds and builds. You've done your practice kicks, but you did your practice kicks what feels like a year ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bad miss, but in the grand scheme of things, you can understand it.
Yeah, but like
Josh Allen's 10 yard tush push or 11 yard tush push, whatever. What I was
is
saying
it the
about
best
that?
tush push of all time? Probably.
There was talk about this. It looks like the Jags kind of just let him go,
Really?
but I don't know why.
No, he had his tush well and truly pushed there. Like he was like that. That was pretty impressive.
That was 2 hands on each cheek, wasn't it?
That so many hands, like everywhere. But the fact he's able to stand up through all of that is ridiculous. While so many men are grabbing at him to like try to bring him down, like it just shows
Grabbing
his-
all sorts of stuff.
But
Lucky he's
it
wearing
was
a
wildly
cup.
impressive.
Lucky he's wearing a cup.
But a lot of people are talking about, oh, were the Jags trying to let them score? No, they weren't on 4th and 1. They were doing everything to stop that.
There's a great shot of it's. We call him Monteric Brown when we don't like him, but Buster Brown when we do like him. Monteric Brown. There's
You
a great
didn't like him there.
no. There's a great shot of him. So the tush push is happening, and he kind of comes up and goes like that at the back of it, and then actually turns his back on the play and starts like walking back towards it. So while the play is still going on, so yeah, he's Monteric Brown for until next season, because that's it. He can't redeem himself until game 1 next year.
Yeah, that tush push was very impressive. The next one, you definitely let them score.
Oh yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
And you gave yourselves a shot. What, a minute and 2 seconds on the clock?
yeah. You can't let them run. Well, okay, you can let them run the tush push 4 times because then it's the end of the game, and we win. But you can't let them run the tush push 2 or 3 times and then just it's game over.
If he's had 3 timeouts left, he might have done it. But
this is something we were talking about, and then we'll move on to a different game. But the run game, the Jags went away from the run game too fast, and that's like we knew the Bills couldn't defend the run. They couldn't defend the run all year.
especially,
We had a great outside run kind of game going in that. Bashal Tootin only ends the game with 4 rushes. He was averaging 12.75 yards a carry. He had 4 rushes for 51 yards. He was bulldozing through people. He had 3 rushes in 1 drive. So he only had 1 rush in the second half, you pointed out.
the Bills can't defend the rush to the outside, and as Tony Romo pointed out on the CBS, it's like they're averaging 10, 11, 12 yards a carry outside. We would have liked more specific figures, like was it 10, was it 11, was it 12? Like, don't just keep on counting up, please, Tony. But
Tony Romo can count. That's
But-
good.
showing that he's averaging 12.5 yards a carry probably leads you to believe that run to the outside is closer to 12
Yeah,
yards a
and
carry
he-
they were averaging.
And even
then-
ETN, 10 rushes
And I
for
think-
67 yards.
I think Liam Cohen just gets a wee bit too cute with his
Yeah.
game plan. Snapping directly to ETN
Yep.
and having Lawrence block. I don't see the method. They ended up getting the first down, just about, but I don't see the thought process on it whenever you have a winning method and then go away
Yeah.
from it. So yeah, they definitely did go away from it too early.
Yeah, then there's just I don't know. There's just strange things with the way we
Sometimes
run that game.
coaches just want to show off too much and try to be too clever.
But
It just seemed like that.
Jacoby Myers has a great second half of the season. He ends the game with 1 catch for 12 yards. Or he had that target at the end of the game.
Hell
against
of a
Tim.
block, Lou. A hell of a block.
Oh man. Maybe we will
Unbelievable block.
talk about the game just a little bit more, because I'm sure if you haven't seen it, look, it'll be on X or something. Somebody will posted it up. But Joey Bosa's coming around the corner to go and tackle
Lawrence.
Lawrence. I think maybe it's a
Or is it ETN?
It's a run to
ETN.
the outside, and that's so he's coming through to make a tackle. And Jacoby Myers just cleaves him. This is a wide receiver against a defensive end. He just hits him in the chest and sends him flying that direction.
Nice.
I saw it at the time, and I didn't realize which two players it was, but I saw a Bills player go flying, and then ETN runs for like 20 yards, and I was like, that was a hell of a block at the start, and then you see it's Jacoby Myers.
It was very funny watching that as well, because it was like an echo, because Matthew was like, that's Joey Bosa got blocked, and you're hearing Tony Romo saying, that's Joey Bosa got blocked, and he said, that's Jacoby Myers. Tony Romo, that's Jacoby Myers. It's like,
yeah,
like,
I should have been
doing the commentary.
Yeah. I should have been commenting on that game, but yeah, no, a great game of football. Well, I have to kind of give the Bills the last word, but I mean,
no, here just.
But Josh,
we can talk.
We'll say Josh Allen, 3 total touchdowns.
We'll
winner
probably...
of the week. Winner of the week. Winner of the week. Josh Allen. He's my winner of the week.
Flawless football, and probably the best individual performance over the weekend.
Yeah,
I would say
incredible.
You can talk about Caleb Williams in the final quarter.
This is what we were talking about. It's like, can the MVP vote be affected by postseason stuff? Technically not, but you watch that kind of thing, you're like, Josh Allen's the guy.
If you take Josh Allen out of the Bills,
it's what Thomas has been saying. So does it?
Yeah.
Josh Allen is basically holding up that team.
Which is funny, because Thomas is the number one person for saying, well, Josh Allen's never going to win the Super Bowl. Like,
and something we were.
I think he blames the team. He doesn't actually blame. Josh Allen.
No, he likes blaming Josh Allen. He's like, oh, he's too selfish. Oh, he likes running the ball. He pads his stats all of that. Too selfish.
Something we were
coming from a Patriots fan. Good lord.
Something we were talking about last week as well, which you were kind of alluding to. You were like, a lot of players will get a big contract. You kind of want to get somebody on a contract year. You don't want to get somebody once they've got the big contract, because a lot of players, when they've got the big contract, phone it in a little bit or seem to just not play as well.
Yeah, there's always that thing in the back of your head, like, I'm getting crazy amount of money, so do I need to? But
Josh Allen shows in that game. He plays on. He gets taken off for a concussion check at one point. He gets brought down. He has like a lower leg injury. He has a foot injury. He hits his finger against the helmet of a player when he throws it and wrecks his hand. He just seemed to have all these injuries, everything going against him, and he kept coming back because he wants to win a Super Bowl more than anything in the world.
There's a point where I looked over the TV and he was getting squashed, but I seen his head getting
A guy
landing on his head.
A guy lands
That's
on
why
his
he
head.
goes to the concussion tent.
Yeah,
but you have a feeling that what do you call the Mr. Man, like with all the bandages and stuff around him?
Oh man, don't know. Mr. Bump?
Is it Mr. Bump? It could be Mr. Bump.
Mr. Bump.
I have a feeling.
I don't really want to call Josh Allen Mr. Bump.
I have a feeling, like, if Josh Allen wins the Super Bowl ring this year, he might have to retire because he will turn into Mr. Bump. Like, once he's realized his dream, it'd be like his body will tell him at that point, well, you have this injury, you have this one, you have this one, you have this one, you have this one. You actually can't really walk anymore, so, like, could you just retire, Mr. Bump?
Yeah.
That is what's going to probably happen.
If he's Mr. Bump, who's Mr. Tickle? That's what I want to know.
That's a question for another day.
I'm thinking like Myles Garrett or something like that. It's just like, here comes a Tickle Buster.
You want to say Deshaun Watson or something like that?
Oh no. Oh no.
Mr. Tickle.
Mr. Inappropriate, am I right? Right. Next game in our lineup, we'll get this one out of the way because I suppose it's the other AFC one. This
is going to be very quick.
This is a game that happened. That's why we will put it.
It did.
That's it. That's all we really need to say. So the Patriots beat the Chargers 16-3.
They did. That is true.
And football happened.
There was a football on the field.
There were offensive plays. Defensive plays.
Well, here's the question. Was that team good enough to prove Thomas's point about the Patriots?
Oh man, there was a great post. I forget who put it up afterwards, and it was like, the Patriots still haven't beat a good team.
Because that's all Thomas will say. He's like, "Oh, it's a good team." So
it's a terrible performance by the Chargers. There's just nothing there.
And the fact that
technically it counts to
they beat a winning
maybe
team.
Us thinking that the Patriots could be the real deal. I don't know. Like,
Patriots defense seems really good. Mike Vrabel's a good coach. That's a good defense.
Yeah.
To be fair, the Chargers defense played really well.
They did.
They did. They filled it up.
They only scored one touchdown.
Yeah, but holding the Patriots to 16 points. But for a team that's they're playing a team that can't do anything on offense. So you can dictate what's happening. Like, if you can control the ball, they had the chance to show that. Their QB, elite all-star QB, who people are taking up for MVP, has the chance to show his conies and what he can do. And they didn't really show it. For me, I'm still on edge with the Patriots. I don't know what to think. It wouldn't surprise me if they made the Super Bowl. It would annoy me beyond belief if they did.
You
But
imagine if
I
they
wouldn't be
played.
surprised if they lose in the next round either.
But can you imagine if say like the Steelers are playing at home tonight? The Steelers could get through. You could end up with Patriots Steelers. That could be like one of the most one-sided divisional round over-unders ever.
It might take the Patriots to be losing to really see what they're made of now. If you know what I mean, because they've had a quick.
Can they play from behind at this point? Is a big question.
It all comes together at that point, or whether they just kind of.
Well, they did against Baltimore. They were 11 points down.
True.
Oh, yeah.
True.
They were
did have a
11
great
points
end of that.
down, like 12 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
That's a very good
And
point.
the Ravens were playing well, so they have done it. Although it wasn't
If they're-
against a team that was plus 500.
And if the Ravens had have just handed the ball to Derrick Henry another dozen times,
yeah.
they probably would have won that.
Absolutely, and there were a couple of miracle plays in there, like that touchdown to Kyle Williams on the outside, the catch over the shoulder, the coverage is so close to him. Sometimes the stars are just lined as meant to be.
I missed this. I want to kind of see this play. Wide receiver Efton Chisholm had a pass in that game against the Chargers.
Is that because they don't trust Drake May?
Well, no, it was probably some sort of weird trick play.
Could be, Thomas.
It was some sort of weird trick play like the Skybang reverse
Skybang
pass.
reverse pass. Yes, I always forget that name.
So this could have been like the Efton Bang reverse pass.
Forgive
or
us
something.
if that's not quite right, by the way, but we think it's Skybang reverse pass.
And you talked about somebody being like the leading rusher for a team. Drake May was the leading rusher
I know.
for the team.
Justin Herbert was the leading rusher for the Chargers. I think.
10 rushes for 66 yards. Well, that is good. Drake May has wheels.
Drake May's 42 first down conversions by running the ball this season. Matt Stafford got his first there at the weekend, so he's only 41 behind.
What a man.
Is he in positive rushing yard territory?
He ran the ball for a first down,
No way.
but we're not talking about that game.
No, but that's
Or
a.
his knees clicking
Oh,
really
okay.
fast.
Sorry, we'll be talking about that game later. That's the highlight. We'll leave it
bold
at that.
prediction is Matt Stafford runs for 60 plus yards next week. Like,
I would set personally, I would set the over under at 6. And that would be generous.
I'd
6
catch
would be
Drake
generous.
May by the end of the playoffs. Anyway, is there anything else to say about that game? It was a game. It happened. The Patriots won.
Again,
Boo.
we have to wait for another week to see whether the
Thomas isn't here to talk about it. Thank God.
I always have to shout out anytime Keishon Boutte does something. Oh, Bootie's great wide receiver. He's a great wide receiver, and in that game he was wide open. So yeah, something to kind of keep in mind. But we will move on.
Anyway, yes. Sorry, yes. Move on. It doesn't really change any of our minds about where the Patriots are at. We'll see more next week. I think if the Texans get through, the Texans beat them. But
We'll jump.
That'd be a good matchup. Like, so.
We'll jump to the Rams Panthers because I want to see these. I want to see these Russian stats. I'm like, I just think it's incredible.
I
He
can't
actually.
believe the Panthers.
Where is he? Matt Oh no! He finished the game with 2 rushes for 0 yards total. So So he might
was
have.
it like fourth and a millimeter he had to get?
So he might have rushed. He might have rushed a couple of yards for a first down, and then he might have gone for another rush and gone 2 yards backwards.
Or he took a knee at the end of the game.
So he's still sitting there with a tidy average of 0 yards per rush.
But he got a first down.
So fun.
It doesn't read on the box. So I'm
I'm
afraid
telling you, it's true. It is true.
it's too unbelievable to be true.
I've listened to a few podcasts where they've talked about it. Because my ears perked up whenever they talked about Matthew Stafford rushing for a first down.
But yes, the
It's
question.
like, what?
The question in this game is: Did the Rams try to lose this game, or were the Panthers really good? What happened?
Panthers are really good. So
yeah.
Highlights anyway. It seemed like that.
Like, what did
I would agree
Stafford
with
threw
you.
an interception
I
in this one?
liked a lot of what the Panthers showed there.
It's always
Yeah, no fumbles, just that one interception.
And
Just
you
that one
said the thing
interception.
of-
There was a special teams gaff as well, was there? No.
For there was a block punt.
Yes,
There was a block punt for the Rams, yeah.
Yeah.
Which the Panthers end up scoring off, basically recover it at the 30 of the Rams.
and ran quite a bit on.
Was that the Bryce Young rushing touchdown?
Oh no, I can't remember.
Right.
Highlights are, but
Bryce Young's decision making in that game was very, very good.
well, I think have you not mentioned that before, Matthew? It's like it depends what.
We
what version
were
of him
saying
turns up. It's
Yeah.
like-
we were saying it last week. I was saying for the game, I was like, it depends which Bryce Young shows up. But the Bryce Young that showed up in like more than half the games last year, that got benched last year, shows up. This game's like 20 odd points. This isn't even close. If the Bryce Young that played the Rams earlier in the season or that played the Falcons earlier in the season shows up, they can keep this close. And that's exactly what happened. What was it?
Well, they
200
scored
264.
200, 31 points against them, which is what they scored against the Rams last.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just that one touchdown at the end
Yeah.
that kind of swings it.
Which is crazy.
That one interception
and
more swings.
And they must have, like, I didn't watch the game. I've watched the highlights, but they must have scored quick a lot of the time, the Rams, are the Panthers, because the Rams had 13 drives in that game. The first time they played the Panthers and lost, they only had 7 drives. So the Panthers were getting the ball and
Mhm.
getting down the field quickly.
Yeah.
They must
Um,
just have Rams like they must just know what way to play against them. Like so
Mhm.
there must just be something to have on them. Like that.
It could just be something like
Well,
that.
it
It
was
could
a-
just be like a bogey side, or it
But the thing that happened the first time they played, if I remember correctly, is the Panthers took off to a big lead at the start.
yeah.
This time was the complete opposite. I was watching the start of the game, and I
it was gonna be a
almost
massacre.
like switched off to coming up. Say not coming up to half time, but I think it was like 3 drives in for each team, and it was 14-0 to the Rams. They'd already picked off Bryce Young. I was like, well, this is over, 14-0, and then you get the touchdown. You get to drive down the field for the Panthers. Who scores in that one? Chuba Hubbard, great Chuba Hubbard rushing touchdown. What's happened to Rico Dowdle, by the way? But we'll get to that. But yeah, they just started to click. Even after that, it went to 17-7, and I thought, well, that's game over. But then they get a touchdown before the half, and it finishes on 17-14. All of a sudden, in the second half, it's 17-17, and the Panthers look like the better team. So I don't know. A really weird game of football.
Still wouldn't. I still wouldn't let it affect how I think the Rams are going to do
Yeah,
from now. I still think there's such a high powered offense.
That's-
Nakua is potentially the best wide receiver in the league. I would respectfully disagree because I love JSN.
it'll be interesting to see.
They-
There's a debate over who's going to get Offensive Player of the Year between those two. That'll be interesting to see.
It has to be JSN.
Has to, well,
Has to be
I think it
for
has to
me.
be
Although
JSN, but somebody
Nakua,
referred to
yeah.
him as the Offensive Player of the Year at the weekend during that game, and I was like, I don't know what to think now. They were like, "Oh, Puka Nakua is the guy." What? Surely JSN, but anyway, it'll be interesting.
I would say JSN. Best wide receiver at the best team in the league. Just listen to me. No, Nakua's made some catches that nobody else could make in the league this year, to be fair.
Yeah,
But
to your point with the Panthers were basically either scoring or going 3 and out. That's what was happening. So it was just like they punted, they threw an interception, they got a touchdown, they had turnover on a 3 and out to close the half. No, another touchdown to close the half. Sorry, but then in the second half it was like field goal, turnover on downs. Turnover on downs as well. They went for it on 4th. Ugh. What mad team would do that? What do you mean that's stupid, Adam? Then they have a 4-play touchdown, again to your point. Then they have a 3 and out. Then they have a 4-play touchdown. Then they have a turnover on downs with 4 plays. So their last four drives, they had a total of 15 plays
there you are.
and 4 drives.
That shows it, but it's still, it was a closer game than it should have been. We all predicted the Rams would win that. A lot of you guys think the Rams will potentially win the Super Bowl. I believe, don't you? Like you are kind of all in on them.
I'm pretty in on the Rams. I'm pretty in on Stafford. Yeah, I like him. Stafford and Nakua have a great game in this one. Even Devontae Adams has 5 for 72. It's a great passing game.
It's a high-powered offense. Who are they going up against now? The Bears. Like,
that'd be a fun game. I like the Bears.
See if
I really do like the Bears in this.
See if the Bears learn to play football from quarters 1 to 3. This could be a fun game. I don't know. Like do
you think they could get blown out through 3 quarters?
I think the Rams have had their bad game. I say bad game, they'll still put up 34 points. But I think they've had that game where they'll be scared. I don't think that game will be close. I think the Bears will be too overhyped. They'll be like, we can take on the world, blah, blah. They'll be knocked back down to earth.
Adam's going to go back-to-back predictions of Stafford 4+ touchdowns and a 17+ point win.
No.
You're going to go back-to-back weeks with
that. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
But it's bound to be right one time.
Yeah, true.
If you keep doing it every week, it's bound to be right. Isn't it?
Yes, that would be pretty bold.
But yes, we'll talk about the Bears in a second. I like the Bears. I just like the way they're playing. You don't. I can see your power ranking right now. You don't. But anyway, we'll move on. 0 rushing yards for Matt Stafford. A rushing touchdown for Puka Nakua though. Puka Nakua 2 touchdowns in that game passing.
I'm just laughing the fact you had to throw it in again about Matt Stafford 0 rushing yards.
This is why I will never draft him in fantasy football.
Well, I had him in the family league and finished 8th out of 12. So yeah, you won the family league. Who was your QB?
Man, you put me on the spot now.
You not have big Jacoby.
I finished the season with Jacoby Brissett as my starting quarterback,
nice.
And I had Jackson Dart in at various points during the season. I drafted JJ McCarthy was one on, and Trevor Lawrence was the other.
You won a fantasy league?
I won a fantasy league.
Unbelievable.
Crazy. I'm one of the only people to win a fantasy league that I know of who had Justin Jefferson starting wide receiver all year. That's crazy. That guy got like 3 points a week if he was lucky. Yeah, it was horrendous.
So bad.
Did he have any spike weeks? I think maybe he had one.
Was there anyone?
I think the highest points he got was like 13.
Absolutely.
Was that like a last?
Just an embarrassment.
I can't remember who's the one time.
Well, no. Basically, games where JJ McCarthy was playing, you might as well not have started Justin Jefferson. Crazy. Nine couldn't find him flipping anywhere. Could have been standing beside him. He couldn't have passed it to him.
I wonder, will Justin Jefferson want a new start somewhere? Maybe a big dazzling city with lots of skyscrapers and a big fancy stadium.
Stop trying to get people on to the New York Jets. A big fancy stadium?
You don't remember that?
Here's a big fancy stadium.
I've heard reports that the inside of that stadium is horrendous.
Well, it's still hosting the Football World Cup final.
Do you remember that video of that wee kid crying because he was a Jets fan?
Yeah, he's still a Jets fan, okay.
And you're like, well, let's put Justin Jefferson.
You're not meant to tell people I was crying either.
Let's put Jefferson in a situation where he'll be getting quality production from his quarterback, where he be getting the ball in the right spot. Let's put him on the New York Jets.
Yeah. Why not?
With who's throwing the ball next year? Do you know?
We will.
Brady Cook.
We will figure it out. That's for another time.
I bet you the majority of the points you scored was in garbage time.
Who could
this season?
Who could be on the market? Garbage time. Well, yeah.
A lot of garbage time points, particularly in those last 5 games. I mean,
who's not happy?
I don't think you competed in the first half in any of those games.
You reckon Philip Rivers would come out of retirement again and go to the Jets? I don't know.
I'm amazed he survived for those couple of weeks. So yeah, apparently he can.
Take Geno Smith back. Make him your reclamation project.
Oh, flip. No. No. Take Sam Darnold back. Sam, once you win your ring this year, if you want a new challenge, back to us. Come on. I'll make sure Justin's there for you.
Make sure Justin's there. Where's Jefferson's like, don't go.
Sure, they're mates. They played together last year.
And I'm sure
they did. He had a good season.
And Justin Jefferson was raking in the receptions.
Yeah.
Because he had a QB that could throw to him.
We are way off on a tangent.
We are, sorry.
Crazy. It's because we're trying to put off Nathan's heartbreak. The last game we're talking about. Nathan's beloved.
It's the same that's been happening all season. They have all the right pieces, but they just nothing with them.
This is the second time against the Bears that they've gone into the basically into the fourth quarter with a 95% plus win.
99% at one stage.
At one point,
and that 99% chance.
Those crazy analytics come up and say 99% chance to win this game, and somehow
Ben
twice
does
you've blown it.
Ben Johnson just does a big two figures up and says, "F you, Green Bay."
Yeah, if anybody hasn't seen that video as well,
and then grate some cheese.
Try to look at that. The post game, like just the post game locker room scenes. Ben Johnson after the Green Bay game. Holy smokes, he goes nuts, and it's some hilarious stuff.
It's Matt LaFleur. Did he sleep with his wife or his sister or his mom or something like it?
All three at once.
Like there has honestly got to be a reason why he hates him that much. Like what the heck has happened between those two guys?
Ben Johnson doesn't like cheese. Has anybody ever thought about that? Maybe he's just not he's not a cheddar guy.
He's lactose intolerant or something.
You know, too many holes in it. You know, he just doesn't like it.
I don't know. Or did he get turned down by Green Bay and LaFleur got the job? Or I don't know.
Anyway, but you look at this on the face of things. So 323 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Jordan
Love stats. Unbelievable. You look at it on the face of things. The issue is the run game doesn't go. So 19 rushes for 55
you would say
yards, not very good.
+% of the time you're winning the game with those stats with your QB.
Oh yeah.
Romeo Dobbs seemed to be the receiver of the week this week. They never really know who their receiver is.
Just kind of pick one.
But he got 124 yards on a touchdown. Matthew Golden came out of nowhere to get 84 yards on a touchdown. If you show me these stats and don't tell me the score, I'm telling you that the Packers have probably won by 2 scores. I'm probably guessing that. I'm like 9 times out of 10 with those kind of stats, you win.
It's no interceptions. Something like this.
Yeah, but there's no real reason apart from then you look at the fumbles. They lost a fumble with Jordan Love. Maybe that creates things. But there's just something weird about the Bears, and this is what I want to talk about. There's something crazy and charmed and just like magical about what the Bears do in the fourth quarter. It doesn't make any sense. You could come up with any analytic, any 99% win probability, any of that kind of crap. Doesn't matter. Ben Johnson doesn't care. Caleb Williams doesn't care. The Bears don't care. The Bears just continue to win. There you go. That's my 2 cents.
They did get beat 6 times in the regular season, so like
would it have been different if Parsons was there?
You've got to think everything with that defense changes with Parsons.
There is certainly more of a chance of a stop, and you have it was 16 each in the regular season, and they won 19-16 in overtime. But
that first game,
up until the last 2 minutes of that game, the Bears put 6 points on the Packers. So yeah, Parsons could make a difference, but
that first game that they played against each other, I felt like it was completely in Packers. Like they were just able to get the ball down the field, and it took ages for the Bears to do the same. Like so, but just seeing the change.
You're able to put pressure on Caleb Williams. That's where you win it. But Colson Loveland for me is a big winner this weekend. I was making the case for him last week as being like having a better rookie season than Tyler Warren. He definitely finished the season a lot stronger than Tyler Warren. So if you're looking at those two tight ends, who's best? I mean, there's no real question when you've got 8 receptions for 137 yards, 15 targets in that game. Caleb Williams targets him 15 times in that game. Like, this is trust. Okay, Odunze's coming back from injury and all that, but they had Odunze, they had Burton, they had DJ Moore. They still just kept throwing the ball to Colson Loveland.
Don't the Packers struggle with tight ends or something now in their defense? Is that a thing? Fancy
might be a thing. I did have a bold prediction earlier in the year about some crazy trick play that Colson Loveland was going to get.
Yeah.
He did get a touchdown in that game. He seems to love playing the Packers, but 8 for 137 and just nuts. Caleb Williams, probably mostly in the fourth quarter, 361 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. 2 interceptions as well, right?
It just it doesn't convince me. It doesn't. You can say all you want about Loveland, you say all you want about Caleb Williams.
Oh, I'm still going for the Rams next week,
Yeah.
but there is just
I
something weird about the Bears. I don't really care what. I don't really think they care what position you put them in.
If the Texans beat the Steelers, I still have I have the Bears at the bottom of the final 8 teams, because I'm just not convinced that.
It's fair.
I had the Packers at the bottom of my 14 teams going into the wild cards,
and we did.
Because they just hadn't. They've been so inconsistent. And take away that last week where they didn't try, but they, like against the Ravens, losing by 17 points at home.
Yep.
Big match they had to win.
We talked about this
Denver,
last week.
where they lost by 8 points after being up 9 in that game. They were throwing away leads, so.
We talked about this last week as well. I think our general consensus for the Packers-Bears game was that whoever wins that game is probably going out in the next round.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, fair enough, the Bears win this game, but that's probably it.
Yeah. That's what I said about the Packers. Like, even if they had one, it'd kind of be sorry anyway, because I know they're not.
You kind of need the Rams to have a similar game that they had against the Panthers, and this comes back to your point: is that their bad game? If it's not their bad game, and if they do continue to just like shoot themselves in the foot at inadvantageous points in games,
It'll be a really cold weather game. So whether that suits Chicago a lot more, that's another thing. But you've got a future Hall of Fame head coach with the Rams. Potential future Hall of Fame quarterback.
It depends how much you back Ben Johnson. You say future Hall of Fame. Ben Johnson's been a head coach for 1 year. Okay, you can say, like, you're saying future Hall of Fame with Sean McVay, but we haven't seen what Ben Johnson can do.
If he retired today, might be Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but
Matt Stafford might be Hall of Fame. You've got the potential offensive player of the year in their team as well. It all points towards the Rams winning for me. I'm not convinced by the Bears. I know it was unbelievable fourth quarter they had, and that miracle throw on 4th and 8 by Caleb Williams was unbelievable. But
I do think it'll be fun. I think at the very least the Bears are a fun team.
They can't do that another 3 times.
Yeah.
They can't. Well, I hope they don't, because they've got it on camera now that I said they can't.
I want to see how many times they did it during the regular season, because I feel like
I know, but they still got beat 6 times.
They did still get beat 6 times. A lot of teams got beat 6 times.
They won as many games as the Chargers did, and look at what happened to them. We didn't even really talk about that game.
You convinced me. But anyway, that's we're pretty much recapped all the games. How are you feeling?
Feeling good.
Feeling good. How are you feeling?
Great.
Feeling great. Awesome.
You
guys are feeling good with your team's out of the playoffs now?
Oh man, so don't even. I mean,
sorry.
It's just such a.
These are with me now. My team's
not
in the
a
playoffs.
good feeling. That's not a good feeling to be with you.
I think we've gone through pretty much all the winners and losers as we've been discussing those games, and there's just. But some injury news. There's a couple of key injuries to keep an eye on. We didn't do Fantasy A&E last week, by the way.
No.
This is for you, Thomas.
The big one we talked about George Kittle. The Bills have two key ones. Josh Allen will always play through everything, so he's not even on. He might be on the injury report, but he's not on my
injury
report.
Mr. Bump, he'll be fine.
He's Mr.
Bump. Still on the field.
Mr. Bump. Oh man. Oh the see, mentioning the leg missing. Who is it in the Simpsons who goes to kick the field goal and it's like they've like bandaged his leg on and he goes to kick the field goal and the leg comes off
and the bandage goes like this
and the kick's gonna fall short and the leg comes up and like kicks it a second time. Hilarious. Oh,
we should have said like about Josh Allen being like the Black Knight and the Holy Grail.
Yes. So somebody did
but
make
a scratch.
I've had worse. No, you haven't. But Gabe Davis, wide receiver, it looks like a pretty significant knee injury. The last report we heard on this knee injury, as of Monday, is that it was too swollen for them to get any kind of diagnosis on it.
Oh, okay.
It's not good.
Yeah.
So they're doing an MRI at some point today or tomorrow. Keep an eye on that. And Jordan Poyer, keep an eye on that one as well. The safety for the Bills is suffering with a hamstring injury. So if he's out, that secondary gets a lot worse, and it's already not great.
This could come back to bite me in the ass, but
yeah.
the Bills are like the Niners for me. Whereas I just feel as if as long as Josh Allen's there, it doesn't matter who gets injured around him.
But that's
It
not like the
doesn't.
Niners at all, because you're not saying that about Brock Purdy.
No. But I'm just saying in the same sense, as long as Kyle Shanahan's their head coach, the Niners could beat anybody, no matter who they have the field. As long as Josh Allen's there, you feel as if the Bills will always have a chance to win against any of those teams left.
Yeah.
But it is a pity. Like Gabe Davis could have been important going down the stretch.
Another
as well.
I mean, another one that could have been bad, but doesn't sound like it's going to be bad is Matt Stafford got a finger sprain in that one on his throwing hand. I know, but turns out that's okay. So he's going to play. They said
as long
he's
as
good
his
to go.
legs are fine for running for 0 yards, he okay.
That's it.
He just plants his feet in the ground.
If there's one quarterback who cannot afford a throwing hand injury, Matt Stafford. You can't take away his one weapon.
They can wheel him on the wheelchair, but the arms need to be there. So
The arms need to be fully intact.
You just snap it directly to his helmet, and he'll just head it over to Nakua. There you are.
But they've got an injury in the secondary as well. And secondary injuries seem to be big. Akello Witherspoon is on IR with a shoulder injury. I don't know what the shoulder injury is, but he's on IR, so he will miss the rest of the season. And on cornerbacks, on defensive backs, Christian Gonzalez is like the main defensive back for the Patriots. Massive loss if he goes out. Is in concussion protocol as of this moment. So he misses a game with concussion. Big opportunities there for whoever's thrown.
They really want to play the Steelers in the next round now. They really want to play them because you're
not as worried about DK Metcalf running.
It just not even for stopping the Houston offense. Although Houston offense has got better as the years went on. You certainly want them back if you're playing Buffalo or Denver in the championship game.
Yeah, but that's really it as far as injury news. There's very little coming out at the moment about any serious injuries to key players.
Very close games with a lot of hits on them.
Yeah, some very very physical games. I would have been interested to see if Herbert would have been good to go this week if they had played. I feel like that guy's in a full body cast.
Maybe he's Mr. Bump.
He's because he's Mr. Way worse than Bump. He's again, Simpsons reference. He's is it the Evel Knievel kind of ripoff that they have? The guy who does all the stunts on the bikes, who comes off the bike and the flipping thing, and is in a full body cast, and he's sipping out of this wee sippy cup in the bed, bones heal and chicks dig scars.
They didn't make it through, so he doesn't have to play again.
Oh yeah, no, it's crazy. The Chargers do not care about his health at all. Moving on then to the predictions for this week. Then preview for the divisional round. Okay, we're missing one of the teams.
I don't have to change any of my teams for this divisional round prediction because I've got all of my predictions right so far.
Yeah. I think I'm not sure if you mentioned this earlier. I think you did. 5 of 5 so far.
5 and 5.
5 of 5. I'm 4 of 5.
And if the Texans end up winning tonight, I'm perfect 6 for 6, which they will win tonight.
He just jinxed it. The ultimate jinx speaks again.
Well, do you know why I have a feeling the Steelers could win is because I really, really, really want the Patriots to lose, and I feel as if the Texans can beat them, but the Steelers can't. So you're just going to ruin a perfectly good divisional game if you let Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers get through that game.
It just feels like the Texans defense is just too good for the Steelers too. They'll just instantly.
This is the thing that's quite kind of swaying me now. Then because the Texans Steelers is Monday, that game's almost definitely going to be the Sunday.
It is. They already have what games are going to be on the Saturday.
Oh, okay. Can I predict it then? Can I predict it then? So yeah, we're going to go. That's going to be the early game on the Sunday, the Patriots game.
They don't have the times for
they
it
don't have the
until after
times.
tonight, but they have what's going to be on Saturday
Okay,
and on Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday games will be the Patriots one and the Niners Seahawks, and the Bills Broncos and the Rams Bears will be on the Saturday.
It is on the Saturday. It is the Niners Seahawks and the Bills Broncos.
Yeah.
The Niners Seahawks is a late Saturday. Then it's definitely going to be the late Saturday. I've said this earlier because it's a West Coast
Yeah.
Okay.
audience that it will almost definitely be, and it's probably the better match.
It'll be the Bills Broncos on the Saturday. That'll probably be the first
Probably
game.
be the
then.
first game on the Saturday.
And then your Sunday games are most likely the Texans at the Patriots.
In the early game.
And
probably be the
yeah,
Bears.
the Rams Bears would have to be your prime time one, wouldn't it?
I would think
That'll
so.
be the one that they'll show on 5, I bet you think.
The
The Bears and Rams.
well, the game on 5 is
It's
always
the
going to
early
be
game.
it's always going to be the 6 o'clock kickoff on the Sunday. Whatever way it works,
Oh,
it's
okay.
more than likely going to be the early game.
Which could be the Patriots Steelers.
Which, in fairness, they might not. No, they will have a 6 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. I'm trying to think.
I
what way
think
they
it's
normally work it.
it's 8 o'clock and
8 o'clock, 8 and 11.
half 11.
So
I think.
it'll probably be the Patriots one. They wouldn't mind having the Patriots on Channel 5 either. That'd be
I
fine.
think it's slightly later kickoffs.
So then let's call it kind of as we see them. Then so the Bills Broncos would be potentially the first one.
Well, let
I'm
me go
calling it.
to my earlier predictions. I haven't had to change. What do I predict in that? The Bills will beat the Broncos. I just have a feeling about it. It's a gut feel.
Yeah, I've got
It's a gut feel with the Bills throughout this playoff bracket.
a pretty strong feeling about the Bills in that one. Are you making it 3? Are you going Broncos?
It,
Broncos are the 1 seed. I mean, Broncos I've just had a week off to.
But again, it's like it's the same thing. It's like their defense is really good, but like their offense, like it really just
It's hot and cold, isn't it?
it
Their
depends
offense.
like so much on like
I think it comes down to Knicks versus Allen. Like here, as long as Josh Allen's on the field in that one.
It's really tough to back any other quarterback in the playoffs other than Josh Allen at this point. And Matt Stafford
is
is
the Bills' defense. Like, is it like one of the top?
Not
it
really.
had a good game against the Jags, but it could just be the Jags.
They're not a turnover heavy defense. Now I don't know the stats on it, but they're not a turnover heavy defense. But they can be pretty efficient and make stops. Like they can hold teams to low points. But then again, they let the Buccaneers score 34 points against them during the season. Yeah. I don't know. It'll be close. It'll be within a score, most likely, I think. But I think the Bills win by...
Should come down to the end.
I think the Bills win by 7. Be my thought.
Because you're kind of saying that it's like the head coaching kind of factor comes into it as well, where you've got Sean Payton's had 2 weeks to come up with something offensively or whatever to work with. He likes his quarterback, whether we like Bo Nix or not. I think he's a Super Bowl winner. Sean Payton likes him. Sean Payton's an intelligent head coach. So there's a chance that the Broncos can cook up something to keep that close and to win that game.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos win, and it'd be interesting to see who would be the favourites in that. I would say probably the Broncos are probably favourites because of where it is and they're the number 1 seed.
It might. But it would be really early.
I would say the
look at
Broncos,
odds.
like the Jags, would probably be the overdogs in that.
I would be giving the Broncos probably 3 at this point, but
I don't think it's gonna have a bunch or not.
which is saying something when we're all going against them. But this kind of just speaks to the Josh Allen of the whole thing.
I'm assuming the bye week isn't going to do much. Like, if you know what I mean, like the fact that the Broncos are rested and
It makes a definite impact there because even McDermott was saying it after the game against the Jags. He's saying, like, you know, a lot of us are beaten up. Like, a lot of us are just going to go and recover tomorrow, and then we're going to get at it. You know, training later on in the week. If you've had 2 weeks off, and you should be pretty much 100% healthy,
Should be fully refreshed.
So they have it, the Bills, but it's -1.5. So it's very, very close.
They
They've
the
had the
Bills
Bills
as
as
favourite.
favourites. There you go.
But very, very close.
Oh, I don't like that because Sean Payton's going to take that personally.
But it kind of
He's going to plaster that all around the stadium.
It does.
Guys, look, you aren't the favourites on your home turf. Look what they think of us.
But
We'll make a statement.
But it does speak to what the league thinks about the Broncos, and I said this at the time and kept saying it, like that defeat that they had against the Jags kind of just like shifted the whole opinion of the league, because everybody was saying, oh, they're invincible, they'd won like 11 straight at that point.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then the Jags spanked them in their own building, and it just everybody went on notice and went like, okay, they're a pretender. So that's kind of the way they're being viewed at the moment. As you say, Sean Payton's going to take that and run with it. But it's why they're underdogs at home after a bye
What
week.
you did whenever you were called a small town team.
Small market team
Small
by
market
Sean
team.
Payton.
Yeah.
And went and beat them.
The Broncos won 11 games from behind during the regular season as well. So, like, how much were they bluffing their way through? Maybe that's a harsh way to describe it. They won those games. They beat a lot of good teams going into it.
A lot of one score games and a lot of
I'm
close
still not
contests.
fully convinced about the Broncos. They were 6th in my power rankings after week 18, even though they're the number 1 seed in the AFC and have the tied most wins in the league.
I'm sure even in your power rankings here for the playoffs, you probably have them 4th or 5th or something.
I have them well, you know what? I'm going to put them up. So the Broncos would be down at number 6, my power rankings.
Number 6. See?
Number 6 out of 8, which shows how unconvinced I am by them.
Yeah.
It's a bit like how unconvinced I am by the Bears, but not quite on that scale.
Do you have any bold predictions relating to that specific game?
I do.
Okay. Hit us with it.
That's all to do with the Bills.
Okay.
Because I'm so unconvinced by the Broncos. Bills to win. I thought they wouldn't be favourites. It was a bit like the Jags match. I didn't think they were going to be favourites.
I suppose it could change. This is Monday,
Yeah. True. By the end of the week, the other one had changed apparently.
So.
Jags being like 50-point overdogs.
Yeah, once people hear my prediction, they're going to be like, put everything on the Broncos to win. Then the Bills will be underdogs. Bills to win. Allen 3+ touchdowns. Bills 30+ points.
Ooh,
and Shakir 10+ receptions. All combined.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure 30+ points.
Are you going to be like Thomas last week and go, not bold?
It sounds bold to me, but Shakir did just get 10+ receptions.
And he has to do it again. How often does it happen?
The Bills didn't score 30+ points in fairness, so there's that. Allen did have 3 touchdowns.
And they're playing one of the top defenses in the league in their own house.
Oh, thank you. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're talking about the Broncos? Oh, right, okay. No, it's I like it. It's fair enough.
It's bold enough.
I think I'll go Bills because I think it's also that'd be more entertaining if they actually.
You're going Bills.
So.
Yeah, it's like who would you want to see?
Yeah, it's kind of.
I'll make Thomas's pick for him. He would pick the Broncos.
I do think it would be crazy to have Josh Allen.
He would.
Josh Allen could go from having no away playoff wins to potentially 3 away playoff wins and a Super Bowl. If he's going to win it, that's probably the way. That is the way he does it because the Chargers have lost. So
my worry is with them is just that they are so beaten up that and the Broncos are fresh, like, and that really plays into it. Like,
you do look at like who do they have to throw to and who do they have to throw to now, because I think there was one additional injury that I don't even know if they report on, but Tyrell Shavers, it's a wide receiver for the Bills. He had one reception, and then went to the locker room, got injured.
Oh.
So he might not be in the next game. So
I think he came back into the game, though, didn't he? Because he was definitely making a couple of blocks later on in the game.
It said he was questionable for the next game, so I don't really know what the deal is there. But outside of so Kincaid and Knox and Brandon Cooks apparently,
Shakir,
Keon Coleman, like they've just got it's a hodgepodge of just like nothing. A receiver.
Yeah.
Say Brandon, this is the resurgence of Brandon Cooks. Like, Brandon Cooks hadn't caught the ball for like 4 years. By the look, well, as far as I remember.
Well,
and then all of a sudden he's coming in, he's catching deep passes in the playoffs.
Can Josh Allen throw to himself?
There was even
just
one.
Just give another option.
There was even one point. Remember the deep shot to Brandon Cooks that he lets go through his hands and ends up being overturned to a drop.
Yeah,
he's throwing to guys who can't catch as well. So
yeah, that potentially changes that game because instead of them being close to the red zone and certainly having a chance at a field goal or maybe scoring a touchdown, they're 10-7 up at that point. You just get the ball back at the end of the half and get a field goal attempt, which
Yeah.
could have made
True.
it 10 each. It's
True.
all a lot of could haves, but
Yeah.
yeah.
True.
Anyway, yes, I'm taking Bills. You're taking Bills?
Taking Bills.
I've taught myself it's Broncos. I'm going Broncos.
You're going Broncos?
Yes.
Did we talk you out of it?
No, I just think that it's going to happen.
You're going for the underdogs?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it because I said Thomas would pick the Broncos and you just wanted to be like in alignment?
Why would I want to be with Thomas?
It would be interesting to see if Thomas would pick the Broncos. I want to see if I'm predicting right.
I can't remember where he put the Bills in his.
Well, no,
Did he have them going all the way through, did he?
no, he had them getting beat by the Jags.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
So they don't even in this round of the playoffs they don't even exist to Thomas.
so we're picking the Broncos for him.
So yeah, we're picking the Broncos because the Broncos aren't playing anybody in this game. They're playing the ghost of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Which doesn't
What's
exist.
what's the next one?
So the next one on the Saturday then will be the Niners Seahawks. We think it'll be probably the late game, West Coast, all that kind of stuff. The third time these guys have played each other this year. What were the results of the other ones?
The Niners won the first game early season, and then the Seahawks
first game
won
of the season,
13. I think it was week 2 or week 3 that one,
Yeah,
and
it was
then
very
in
early.
week 18 the Seahawks beat the Niners 13-3.
13-3.
So I don't know if this is just something they just put in this or whether it's accurate, but on FanDuel they have the times for the games.
Oh, okay, perfect.
And then Saturday it's the Bills Broncos at 4 p.m. Eastern time,
Yes, that'll be the
Which
9 o'clock
means it's-
kickoff. Yeah,
9 o'clock here.
and then 8 p.m. Eastern time for the 49ers.
yeah. So that'd be the
Seahawks.
late game.
9
That'd be the
and, 9 and 1.
And then
Yeah.
for the Rams and Bears, it's the 1 p.m. Eastern time.
Rams and Bears would be the 6 o'clock then. Ooh, interesting.
Now, maybe that's just because on Google, when you just go like NFL games, it says to be decided for the times.
Yeah, they
So I don't know
might.
whether-
We'll
Which
see.
means it'll be the Patriots playing at like 9:30 on Sunday.
Well, they were the late game on Sunday there,
I know, like
so I'm not
it was
overly
a
surprised at that.
garbage game. Why are you giving
to
them
be
prime
honest.
spots? I don't
But
get
the
it.
Rams Bears would be the more fun one for us as UK fans, and I'm sure there's lots of UK fans watching. But yes, as UK fans, the main one that we get to watch is the six
Yeah,
o'clock game on a
that's
Sunday. That's
perfect.
our prime viewing.
What a game for it! Like
Give us the Rams Bears.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, perfect.
That's probably the most exciting game of the week, really.
Don't give me the Texans Patriots. Don't give me that. I don't want to see CJ Stroud and Drake May tussle it out in Foxborough. I don't want to see it. I can watch the highlights on Monday morning for that one.
Do you want to know what the 49ers and Seahawks split is, or do you want to wait?
I'm
until it's-
going to guess that it's like
five and a half, 4.5 to the Seahawks.
I'm going to say 6.5 Seahawks.
7.
Favored by 7. They did just beat them by 10. But this is the thing I was thinking about as well. When you were talking about Shanahan earlier, I was like, you give Shanahan a run at a team 2 weeks after they've just like schooled him, man, he's gonna cook up
I
something.
also think Mike McDonald is potentially one of the best head coaches in the NFL as well. I certainly should be. Well, could be Coach Lear. I think should be. Best team in football.
I think Vrabel will
Stick
get
me
it.
down for a big Seahawks win.
It would be so funny if you buy the 49ers after.
Yeah,
the
I
whole
was
season.
I was waiting for you go on this big run. Mac McDonald's amazing. Seahawks are awesome. Niners by 5.
I think funny enough, Seahawks. Well, I'm gonna say Seahawks by 10. I think it's double digits. I think that team is just too good,
Yeah.
and they are battered the Niners. Although I did talk so much earlier about Shanahan and scraps and how you could get anything done, so I wouldn't be overly surprised if they win it. But
Shanahan, this box of scraps versus the Seahawks. Mike McDonald and his juggernaut, his absolute
Yeah.
like supreme being.
I feel like, is there any Seahawks around there? Doesn't feel like it.
not to my knowledge,
Like
the important start. As long as Sam Darnold's there, it's grand.
You know what this game's kind of like. Have you seen Chardy McDennis in It's Always Sunny when they've got like their little statue kind of things, and it's like Ken and Barbie, and they're like absolutely immaculate, and then there's like these 2 little flipping troll dolls that Charlie and Mac have that are just like beaten and like burnt to oblivion. That's the Niners. The Niners are this like completely shriveled, broken, beaten kind of unit who are going to need some kind of miracle to win, but they could get it.
Are you taking the Niners?
No, I'm taking the Seahawks in that one.
He's not hoping for that miracle. So
And are you taking the Niners?
Seahawks.
no, the Seahawks,
No,
that's the
that was a
big
massive shake of the head there. By the way, you couldn't see that on camera. He was like, "Hell no."
one. Yeah, no, that's
No, it will be a really interesting game, and I think it'll be
Yeah.
closer.
I'm just gonna say Thomas would take the
Okay.
Niners just for the crack.
I think it's
No, he wouldn't. He would
yeah,
take.
I was gonna say
As much as he likes disagreeing with me, he would surely take the Seahawks.
yeah, I think so.
I think it's a 3-point game. I think the Seahawks just outlast them.
Hmm.
I think it's going to be one of those things. It's going to be scrappy. It's maybe going to be like 2017 or something.
Okay.
But it's just going to be who's left standing at the end.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a massacre, but I think Seattle will just be too good. And a Pope got elected this year, so they're reaching the Super Bowl.
Apparently this is a stat.
That's so random, like so.
The last 3 times the Popes got elected, the Seahawks have made the Super Bowl.
But
It's meant to be.
but
Oh, sorry, the last 2.
but
About to be the third.
and we will smoothly transition to the early game on the Sunday. But the Pope's a Chicago fan. You know what I mean, isn't he?
Ooh.
He's from Chicago.
So it's the Bears
So-
in the final.
I mean, if there's anybody out there praying for the Bears and it's the Pope, I mean, they've got a chance. They've got a chance.
That's why that keeps on happening in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter.
That's why the Hail Marys always work.
Hailing Mary.
No, it's just crazy. So a Pope from Chicago, the Bears host the Rams, and it could
Hail
happen.
Marys happen. Oh man.
It could happen.
But sorry. Just to conclude, we're saying all of us are taking the Seahawks.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes, we're all taking the Seahawks, and
Matt and Thomas.
2 of us are taking the Bills. 1 of us is taking the Broncos. So we're pretty well swayed one side. And you only just changed to the Broncos at the end. Don't know why.
I know. I just think the Bills are too beaten up, and
Hmm.
they'll be close. Like it's not going to be.
Yeah, I mean, the Bills' playoff history would tell you that at some point they're going to come a cropper. So it's just could be against the number 1 seeds.
Nah, this is their year.
Rams at the Bears. So they were number 2 in my power rankings. I think they're number 2 in your power rankings.
They're
the Rams.
rock bottom in my power rankings now going
No.
into the divisional.
No, the Rams. I'm saying the Rams.
Oh, the Rams. Hmm?
I'm saying the Rams. The Rams are number 2.
Oh, right. Sorry, I thought you were talking the Bears. No, the Rams were not rock bottom in my power
No,
rankings.
they're-
Heck, no.
The Rams are heavily fancy going into this playoffs. Bearing in mind the Rams were the 5th seeds and had struggled at the end of the season, they were still the second favorites to win the Super Bowl going into the playoffs. So that speaks to kind of like where
Behind
people see
the
the Rams.
Seahawks, by any chance?
Behind the Seahawks, but not that far behind the Seahawks, considering the Seahawks were the dominant number 1
okay.
seed.
It's okay. Just so the world knows that even betting sites think I was right about the Seahawks. Like that's okay.
Oh, did you see the thing? Did you see the thing? I wish I had the graphic, but it showed preseason odds for teams making it to the Super Bowl. I had this big whole list of I think maybe teams winning the Super Bowl. Had this big old list, and it was like the Eagles were number 1 on that. They're gone. They had like the Chiefs were in there somewhere. I think the Bills were number 2, and then I think they had the Chiefs and then the Lions. The Commanders were in there somewhere. The Ravens were in there somewhere.
Yeah.
They had all of these teams, and they were like, these guys are all gone. You just like
Yeah, it's crazy.
put the
That'd be
Packers. I think
brilliant.
were like the 6th or 7th favorites, and they were like, no, they're gone. So you're saying about like betting odds? Betting odds are wild. Like they can't predict it as much as we can predict.
Bengals probably would have been up there at the start of the season as well.
Yeah, Bengals. I had the Bengals winning that division at the start of the year, weirdly, but it didn't happen.
Interesting.
But anyway, back to reality. So Rams at Bears, and what do you think? What are you thinking?
Want the split?
Going,
What's your guess for the split?
I'm going to say the Rams are favourites by 5.5.
I'm gonna say Rams 2.5. We'll go 2.5.
It's 3.5.
3.5.
A bit closer than the Seahawks one.
They're too optimistic for what's going to happen. This is going to be a beatdown of epic proportions. It doesn't matter how many times the Pope prays before this game. Like, no Hail Marys during it.
This is absolutely crazy. Beatdown of epic proportions.
Epic.
Describe epic
Stop
proportions.
jinxing so many
Kind of
things
like
that are going to happen this week.
put it into some sort of context in terms of a football match. A beatdown of
Oh,
I feel
epic
like Alex
proportions.
is setting a curse for this weekend. Like, that
All
none of
of-
this is going to happen.
All of Chicago's team is going to be Mr. Bump by the end of the game.
I'm just thinking.
It's gonna be.
But I'm thinking like a beatdown of epic proportions. I'm thinking of like Rocky, and Rocky's still going. It's like I didn't hear no bell.
No, but I do think the Rams win double digits. I know I said this last week, but my bold
like Caleb Williams is looking
my-
at Stafford across. He's like, I see 3 of them out there.
my bold,
Hit the
my-
middle one.
I have a bold prediction in this.
Oh, okay.
The Rams will win every quarter in that game.
Oh, whoa.
So each individual quarter, they're
They
going
will
to
win.
Even the last one?
even the last quarter.
Even the final one.
What
Doesn't
about
matter
what
if
about
Caleb
this?
Williams puts up like 28 points in the final quarter. Matthew Stafford's putting up 35. This is happening.
That is nuts.
So, do you think that the Panthers were better than the Bears?
No, I don't. But I do. I can see how that doesn't make sense. But
I mean,
if put it for example, like last year, the Eagles for the first couple of play or for the first playoff game especially didn't look very good.
Mm.
A bit like the Rams against the Panthers
Mhm.
there. Every good side traditionally will have like a stumbling block. Usually,
nerves and
I
stuff.
think they've had their stumbling block.
Yeah.
I think they're in full swing now.
Yeah.
I think they are like Ivan Drago. Like they're gonna
It's like, right, guys.
bury
let's-
him. But actually,
But
take them
Ivan
down.
Drago lost them.
I know. But actually bury them.
Yeah, oh, they're going to be like.
If they die, they die.
I was going to say they're going to be like Drago against Apollo Creed in the first, and then they're going to come up against the Seahawks, and the Seahawks are going to be like Rocky, and it's going to be like,
Oh, I wish I had a thought of that.
oh man.
No, you said,
Um,
you just said, yeah, that's what I was going for.
No, I think the Rams win by about 2 scores. 10 to 14 points. Wouldn't be surprised if it was over 14 points. They'll win every quarter.
Wow.
Okay. Win
On
every.
to the next. Ben Johnson.
Guys, put your bets on the
Ben
Bears
Johnson,
to win.
go back to thinking about beating the Packers the previous week because you're not beating the Rams.
I mean, again, I'm going the Rams, but that's because
Yeah.
I've got the Rams winning the whole darn thing, so I've got to go for them to do this.
Who are you going for?
That's around, like.
Rams. Because you hate the Bears?
No.
I feel
The old cheese graters coming into
these
town.
guys will know better. I feel as if Thomas would take the Rams, but I know what he thinks about the Bears.
Thomas last week seemed to love going for the opposite of what we all went for, so I would say I'd just go the opposite. Yeah,
You go the Bears.
probably.
Well, we didn't. Yeah, we put him along with our other picks, so we'll give him the Bears this time.
Give
I
him the
still
Bears.
can't believe he went for the Niners. I thought he was a cert to go for the Eagles last week.
I think it's more he didn't want the Eagles to get through. Was
Uh-huh.
kind of was.
And again, we both
it
went
was.
the Eagles, so he was like, "Oh, the Niners are going to do it."
And then he found out I went for the Niners.
But we would just throw anything out there. It's like, "Oh yeah, the Texans are going to win this one." Oh no, I think the Steelers could. I don't know if he went the Steelers in the end, but he definitely did argue for them. He was like, "No, I can see them winning this."
Yeah, he did. He said like something about Aaron Rodgers cooking up something, and
Oh yeah, he had Aaron Rodgers cooking, which is always good.
yeah,
Gotta love it.
He's like, he's been around for so long, he'll know something to beat them. It's like, well,
Yeah.
Well, the rest of the games are like,
Be interesting. But then we have the last game we can't really predict. We can surmise. We can wonder. Is it going to be the Texans at the Patriots? Is it going to be the Steelers at the Patriots? Either way, it's at the Patriots, and the Patriots probably win. But because
If it's the Steelers, the Patriots win.
yeah.
If it's the Texans will win.
Okay.
And then that leads me on to it'll be in my perfect world, it's going to be the Rams at the Seahawks in the NFC Championship game.
and the Rams win,
And the
Easy.
Bills at the Texans. The Texans at home in the championship game. If my prediction comes true.
That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
You would love that, wouldn't you? The Texans.
Is the Bills? And
I'd be a big
Bills
Bills fan
Texans,
that
you
day.
still-
The Bills are the number 6 seed, the Texans are the number 5. So if they both get through, then the Texans have home advantage in the championship game.
And you would take the Bills on that, would you?
Oh, I would. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
You want to hear my one bold prediction for the for the divisional playoffs.
Yes.
And this is bold, but there's maybe one team that I don't think is going to win. Again, you're talking about like if the Texans get through. So if the Texans get through, I do actually probably go the Texans. All away teams to win. Bold prediction. So the Niners Seahawks is the only one that I'd be really concerned about. If the Niners beat the Seahawks, that comes through. If the Niners don't beat the Seahawks,
I can appreciate that. That's pretty bold.
But the other ones, the Bills are favourite against the Broncos at the moment. The Texans, Patriots will be really close. And the Rams are favourite against the Bears, do you say? Rams are favourite against the Bears.
By 3.5 points.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a chance that comes in.
It's not very often that it's hard to win on the road in the playoffs, so having 4
But that would
in
also
traditionally
mean
the best weekend of football.
But that would also mean that no divisional winners would be in the championship game.
When's the last time that
In
would
that
happen?
in that scenario, it would be all wildcard teams in the championship games, which is why you would get like a crazy in that scenario. Like as you say, the Rams and the Texans then would host.
I'm trying to figure out in my head if I can remember a time that happened.
Just
No
saying,
divisional winner.
It's plausible. It's really very
It is.
possible.
It is. I don't think it's going to happen because I think the Niners are going to get beat. But
the Seahawks is the one stickler there.
I would be with you if the Texans get through. I would be with you on the other 3. So
yep.
I have one more bold prediction.
Oh, go ahead.
The Sam Darnold will get more passing yards than Brock Purdy and have 3+ touchdowns.
3.
Does that count as bold?
What's this craziness? Well, hold on. We'll try to run some sort of gamble with this.
All in on the Rams, all in on the Seahawks, all in on the Bills.
That's it.
Go ahead, guys. That's it. Every other team's not doing anything.
Oh yeah, playoffs might as well not happen. We just sim straight to the Super Bowl. Bills Seahawks.
Yeah, there's no point in any team playing the Bills in the championship game. Like, they just let them get to the Super Bowl.
So hold on.
Sam
Darnold. Let me see, because this is flipping silly stuff. This. I can't even do a bet builder at the moment. There's no point in this. I mean, what is my life? No, I give up.
It'd be good odds.
No. No, it sounds pretty bold to me.
Yep, it's there. And we know inevitably after these games that none of this is going to happen.
But then, like,
But
then again, like you're saying, he's going to throw more passing yards than Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's throwing to like a paper bag, a bucket. You know, there's just like random collection of stuff he's throwing to scrap.
But
you know, a discarded Woody doll. You know, it's just like all this random stuff that Kyle Shanahan throws in at wide receiver for some reason.
I think I actually should have looked up the stats for Purdy playing in Seattle, but it tends to be in San Francisco that Purdy poops the bed. The last 3 times they played, all the time, Mike McDonald's been the head coach 3 years in Seattle, and Brock Purdy has had 1 touchdown in the 3 home games against them and 6 interceptions. He cannot play at home against Seattle, but I believe he can play away against Seattle.
Crazy. So how often has he pooped the bed in San Francisco then? That's like a lot. As a grown man, like you've gotta get
a lot of. There's
a lot of. Pardon the phrase, but you've got to get your shit together. You know what I mean?
A lot of poops.
A lot of poops. Guy needs Imodium or something, or diaper, or dirty diapers. Big old nappy pants. Yeah, I think we've done it all. Have we done it all? Yeah. I would say so, unless we want to lock anybody up. But there's only 3 games at the moment, so it's very hard to lock anybody up. We know who you're locking up anyway.
We'll do a lock.
We know who you're locking.
Yes. my lock, if you didn't guess, will be the Los Angeles Rams.
Your lock is the biggest spread of the week, so there we go. That's ballsy.
Wait, what?
It's within 5. Our rule's within 5, isn't it?
That's not within 5. It's 7.
No, the Rams
Seahawks.
is 3.5.
Oh, you're going Rams? You're not going Seahawks?
I'm going Rams.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what?
I'm going Rams is my lock.
Because you know that's a cert, but you're worried about the Seahawks.
No, I know the Seahawks will win, but I know it's not above the 5 points as well. And also, I just ranted on so much about
we're
the
throwing
Rams
out
winning.
Oh, the 5 things go.
Yeah, the five things gone.
Oh, isn't?
5 things gone for the playoffs.
No, I'll do the Rams as my lock.
Bills. Give me the Bills. They've just beat the Jags. They've got to go and win the whole thing now.
I'll do the Seahawks, I'm sure. For
Fair enough.
make it a.
And Thomas is going to go for the
Oh,
Patriots.
for fuck's sake, yeah.
There you go. I'm calling it for him. He's going to go Patriots.
He would.
No
And
matter
it's
who
nice
they're
that we
playing.
have a lock from all the different games there.
Yep.
That was the thing.
But we're also, 2 of us are going to be wrong because all away teams are going to win. I'm going to cash in. I'm going to go and put a
So
fiver on this.
it's just going to be me and you being right then.
I could pull
Yeah.
off one of the, like Thomas with the Bears. I'll say, lock in the 49ers. See it happening,
Yeah, you just want to see it. I did love a 10.5 point spread during the season. I loved it in the upset competition. Was right with the Jets. Okay, it was a much closer spread by the time it got to the actual game. But after you guys traded away Quinn and Williams, that game went to a crazy 10.5 point spread, and I was like, "There's no way the Jets are 10.5 point underdogs to the Browns." I just went for the Jets. I should have put money on it.
Yeah.
At the time. I would have cashed in. They won that game.
I know.
It's crazy.
I remember because there weren't a lot of wins to follow.
I know. Can you imagine if you guys
Bengals, Browns, Falcons, no more.
if you guys hadn't beat the Falcons, you would have the number 1 pick at the moment. You'd have your choice of quarterbacks.
And the Falcons would have made the playoffs.
The Falcons would have made the playoffs as well.
Oh,
True.
what? Oh,
In this parallel universe.
instead of who?
Except the Falcons probably wouldn't have made the playoffs because if there's anything on the line, the Falcons lose.
Oh, true.
So they would have lost their last couple of games of the season and taken themselves out of contention. But hypothetically, they would have made the playoffs. And the Jets would be the number 1 pick. And the future would be bright for Gangrene.
Yeah, just remember we're getting Darnold back next year, and Justin Jefferson's going to be there as well, and who are we going to get as head coach? Harbaugh will come to us as well. Like, it's all looking
I
good.
just thought you were just going to get Kevin O'Connell. You were just going to clear out the Minnesota
We
Vikings.
could, yeah. Why not?
The 2026
Kev-
Jets, the 2024
I
Vikings.
tell you what, like Kevin O'Connell's there. Like Brian Flores is part of the package, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, I mean, yeah,
Obviously.
DC, obviously, yeah.
Even though that's a city he probably doesn't want to coach in.
Well, he's probably going to end up being a DC next year as well. There's talk about, I forget who they're talking about. Him
Not
taking
talking
over
about
from.
Brian Flores being the DC at Dallas.
Yes, that's it.
No, that would be big.
Dallas is the big thought there. Be interesting.
Anywho,
We've said it all. We think. These are always the ones where we don't have anything to talk about. Those are the ones we go on for forever and ever and ever
Oh,
and
my goodness,
ever.
hello.
But hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Comment, like, subscribe, whatever. Ask us any questions you want to ask us. Listen to us on Spotify in the car. That's where I listen to my podcasts. Yeah, watch us on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Comment on my bin bag if you want to. If that's what you want to do.
It's deserved this week.
Poke fun at my sad little Jaguar's life. If you really want to kick a man when he's down.
Well, no,
let
there's a
us
lot
know
worse
if you
than
do
that.
think the Pope really prays for the Bears. Like,
He is. I'm pretty sure he's a big Bears fan.
let us know what QB you think is which Mister Man. Like, this could be another wee thing. Like, let us know anything. Whatever comments you have, guys.
The best one of the girls have the wee Mr. Men books, and one of them is called Mr. Double Chin.
Is that a new one? That must be a new one. Mr. Double
He's
Chin?
a fat guy, and he's called Mr. Double Chin.
Who is Mr. Double Chin in the NFL?
Hold on, we've kind of done our sign off, but I need to see who Mr. Double Chin is. Mr.
I couldn't believe it when I read it. I was like, is this really? like,
Mr.
reading
Double
the
Chin.
kids.
Let's see. Is that Mr. Double Chin?
Yeah.
How is it not just Andy Reid then? Has to be Andy Reid. If anybody's got kids out there and likes the Mr. Men books, fire us a question on Mr. Men books. Apparently we're Apparently we're the experts. Apparently I'm the expert on who gets unmasked on The Masked Singer as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. You just put
I pulled a stat out of my ass last week that the teabag had been unmasked and it was Professor Green. Turns out that was right.
years ago. It was just in the back of your head.
It was just in my head.
Right, we're rambling.
We're rambling again. See you next week, guys.
See ya. Thanks.
Bye.